Did you know that a 2023 study shows that 1 in every 2 people in tech secretly believes they are not good enough, even while leading projects or solving complex problems? This silent struggle is called the imposter syndrome, and in Tech Mentorship Series today, that's what we'll be looking at. Have you ever found yourself in a situation whereby you doubt yourself? Have you ever found yourself in a situation whereby you didn't believe that you could achieve certain tasks? Or you find yourself in a situation whereby you're in an exam and you don't just believe what you wrote is good enough for you to pass. Not believing in yourself, not believing in the abilities that you possess, not believing in the knowledge that you have. That is signs of imposter syndrome. And in Tech Mentorship Series, that's what we want to look at. Let's start by having a good definition of what imposter syndrome means. Imposter syndrome is doubting your potential to succeed or doubting the potential of others to succeed. You can have imposter syndrome that affects you. You can also have an imposter syndrome that affects others. And affecting others doesn't mean that they won't succeed. It only means that you doubt the possibility and their potentials to succeed. Now, the truth of the matter is that everybody has potentials of success deep within them. Whether you want to go deep inwards inside of you to fetch out that potential and use it as the energy that you need to use in succeeding, or you want to leave it the way it is and just lay on your doubt and your belief of your inability to succeed in certain aspect of your life. You have to decide on which area or which angle you want to tell through. But in tech, as long as tech is concerned, this statistic is alarming. Can you believe that 1 in every 2, I beg your pardon, doubts their ability to succeed, doubts their ability, doubts the potentials that they have? I can't imagine myself having been in tech for these numbers of years, almost 2 decades, doubting my ability to succeed in whatsoever project I find myself. There are projects that, yeah, can be challenging, but not that I would doubt my ability to succeed. Because deep within me, I believe that I have the potential to succeed in whatsoever thing I lay my hands to do. So here we'll be looking at critical topics under the imposter syndrome, starting with what determines your success in tech. So the first thing that determines your success in tech are the skills that you possess, and that's the technical skills. The technical skills are the skills that helps you. In fact, the technical skills is the skills that leads you to the labor market. It is the skills that gives you the right to earn. It is the skills that gives you the opportunity to serve people. If you don't have a technical skill, what then do you want to show the world that you possess? If you have not been able to possess a skill that creates value in the lives of others, how then do you want to show that you succeed? So how then do you want to show that you have the potential to succeed? It all starts from you having to acquire your technical skills, and you being able to acquire the technical skills gives a strong message to whosoever you're delivering a service to, that you have the potential to succeed. Technical skills is your right to what? Is your right to earn. It is only with technical skills that you can earn. Well, generally, hard skills, which one of it is technical skills. It is only with your technical skills that you can earn. You don't earn with other skills. You have to get a skills that is hands-on. You have to get a skills that has the potency to exchange value for money. So if you don't have a skill, how do you want to now exchange value for money? So one way for you to earn is for you to have what is known as technical skills. And in our last series on how to become a tech professional, majority of the skills, the subdomains, this career path, they were outlisted. And I want to encourage you to pick up that series, how to become a tech professional, part 1, part 2, and part 3. Listen to them, watch it, and begin to act upon some of the points and the take home that we captured in that course. So your technical skills is also the part that creates a possibility for visibility. So if you don't have technical skills, people really won't be able to showcase you. The reason why in Nigeria we're celebrating one of the most well-known chef, that's Hilda Bassi, who recently got the Guinness World Record of cooking with the largest pot, was not because that she could cook, but was because that she has a skill, a cooking skill. It's not just about you being able to cook, but you being able to cook to the extent that it becomes a skill that others could see and emulate, a skill that others could see and want to mimic, a skill that others could see and want to take you as a role model. Many persons who are in tech, but they don't have the necessary skills, or they don't have they don't have the hard skills or the technical skills that they can use to showcase their value. How do you come to a place and say that you have the skill to do this and do that, and you're given an opportunity to showcase that skills and you are unable to do that? I've had cases where I've had to interview persons who consider themselves to be tech professionals, and on giving them tasks to do, you find out that the skills that they have on their resume are not skills that they possess and so on. So they won't be able to carry out such tasks. So one advantage of you having technical skills is that it is the path to visibility. It is the path to being known. It is the path to being acknowledged, and a path for one to look at you and call you a mentor. So another thing you need to take note about the technical skill, which is one of the determining factors in succeeding in tech, is what it is. It gives you a sense of purpose. Your technical skill gives you a sense of purpose. It makes you, it gives you the right to badge into an organization and showcase yourself. Imagine having to apply to different jobs and not being able to showcase, not being able to prove all that were stated or were captured in your resume. Your right to purpose. When you have a technical skill, because of the skill that you possess, you can always pursue additional knowledge. You can also always upgrade the skill. Like tech is not is one of the mindsets you need to have in tech is the mindset of continuous learning. You know, I mentioned it in one of our previous series that we would be looking at the 7 mindsets that is needed for you to succeed in tech. There are 7 mindsets needed for you to succeed. One of it is the mindset of continuous learning. Because you having a purpose would mean that yes, you want to continue learning. Every certification gets expired after 2 years or 3 years at most. Why is that so? The reason is because even the certification bodies believe that knowledge can be obsolete, and your tech knowledge can also be obsolete if you don't upgrade it. And because you have a purpose, because you have a value, because you have a purpose, you can always pursue that purpose by upgrading the skills that you possess. That you learned a skill 5, 10 years ago doesn't mean that the skill will keep you relevant. The skill will only keep you relevant for a maximum of 3, 4, 5 years max. If not, if you don't upgrade, if you don't grow, if you don't pursue an upgrade, you just find out that you become irrelevant and you become obsolete, even with the skill that you possess. So having a technical skill gives you a right to purpose, and more importantly, it makes you valuable. When people are coming to showcase their value, you having a technical skill, be it whether it's software development skill or hardware programming skill or telecom skills or security, whatsoever skills that you possess in tech, it gives you the right to show. When you have something that people can exchange for value, when you have a skill that you can offer to persons in form of value, and the person in turn will give you whatsoever agreement, be it funds, money, payments, or whatsoever the case is, that is value. You have a skill that is considered to be valuable. Tech skills are one of the major skills that are considered quite valuable in this dispensation. Unlike then, when agriculture used to be the most valuable skills then in the first industrial revolution, and it grew into you having to understand the oil and gas industry. But now we're practically in the fourth or fifth industrial revolution. And one skill that gives you value and makes you valuable in the sight of others is you having a tech skill. I remember one day the way I was actually asked to come speak to some teenagers who were looking at pursuing a career, and were called, I think one of the person that was called, we were three number, an architect, a legal practitioner or professional, and myself that is in tech. And I was the last person to speak at the event. And when they were introducing, when the architect was being introduced, yeah, there was applaud. People appreciated the architecture. Then when the legal practitioner or professional was being introduced, yeah, there were a lot of persons that also applauded that profession. But imagine when I came up and I said, you know what, I'm a tech professional and I specialize in cybersecurity. The applaud were like times 10, was like times 10 of what the legal practitioner and the architect practitioner received. Why? Because globally, tech is one area that is considered to be a field that has value. It offers value, but before you get the value, you need to acquire the skill, and it is the skills that that would make you valuable. So one of the determining factor for success in tech is your ability to possess technical skill. So these are inherent. Then the second determining factor for you to succeed in tech is the soft skill, or are the soft skills that you possess. Your soft skills are largely uh, your inherent ability or acquired abilities that you can transfer from one industry to another, from one role to another, from one career path to another, from one sector to another. So soft skills are not like, they are quite different from hard skills. For hard skills is typically a skill that you can show forth, and is a skill that largely earns you money. Soft skills also do earn money, but large skills are more dominant in terms of earnings compared to soft skills. But notwithstanding, soft skills are also as powerful as hard skills, or as powerful as technical skills. And the reason is because soft skills is what determines your growth pattern. One of the advantages of you having to know your soft skills, I believe everybody has an inherent soft skill, a skill that you were born with, a skill that was given to you by your creator, a skill that makes you unique, a skill that without you, the world generally would know that somebody is missing. I believe everyone has that inherent ability to be able to have something unique and something that can work trans industry, meaning it can work in the hospitality industry. You go to the construction industry, it can also be effective there. You go to tech, it can also be effective there, yeah, and so on. So your soft skills make acquiring technical skills or hard skills very, very easy. The ability to possess yours, in fact, your soft skills is what should determine the kind of hard skills that you should possess. Your soft skill, a combination of various soft skills, should determine the kind of hard skill that you possess. And let me quickly even give us the facts that there are 3 levels to soft skill, or 3 ways you can acquire soft. There are soft skills that are God given, and that invariably means that you were born with that kind of skill, be it analytical, be it problem solving, whatever skills it is. You were born with it. That's the first level of first a degree holder in these skills. So you were born with it. It's either you were born with it. That's the first degree holder. It's either you were born with it, or you have mastered that skill before your age 7, or your growing age before you get into adult before you get into the teenage age. You've mastered that skill. So at that point, you become a first degree holder of that skill. That skill becomes part of you. It becomes your personality. It becomes something that people know you for. Why? Because you've been able to master that soft skill before your growing age or your teenage age. Then the second degree skill holder of soft skill holders are those who after their maturing age, probably after the age of 13, during their teenage age, they observe or identify the fact that, oh, see, I need to pursue this skill. It can be public speaking skill, can be writing skills, communication skills, whatsoever the skills, analytical skills, creative skills. They say, no, I want to pursue this skill. And in pursuing this skill, what that means is that they will need to work hard to ensure that they acquire the skills. So that's second degree soft skill holders. First degree soft skill holders, they were either born with it or they matured the skill before their growing age. Why the second degree skill holders is that after when they've gotten to their teenage age, they realize that they need the skill and they begin to learn the skill. And mostly soft skill holders of second degree soft skill holders work hard, very hard, to be able to master that particular soft skill. And third degree skill holders are those that are just identifying the fact that, yeah, I need this skill, and they are getting the foundational knowledge that will help them master the skill, but they've not been able to master the skill. So those that third degree skill holder. So you need to understand that your soft skill, the combination of the various soft skills that you have, is what's supposed to determine the kind of hard skills that you should learn. So if you have analytical skills, for example, and practicability skills, you should be able to do anything that has to do with security or ethical hacking, not any other security, ethical hacking majorly. You should be able to do cybersecurity analysis. You should be able to do, because for practicability skills, there are tools that you need to learn, and you should be able to use those tools. That's what you need practicability skills for. But analytical skills is when you begin to analyze certain things. You want to analyze events, you want to analyze incidents, you will need analytical skills. So if you have, for example, you have practicability skills and you have critical thinking and problem solving skills, then you should become a software developer. You should be able to succeed well as a software developer. So the combination, if you have analytical skills and practicability skills, you find yourself in software development, you're going to struggle in that field. And the reason is because for you to succeed as a software developer, you need critical thinking and problem solving. So you find out that the soft skills that you possess, the combination of different soft skills, should be able to preempt the kind of hard skills or technical skills that you should go and acquire the knowledge in. So many persons going to tech, they would not want to check the soft skills that they have. They don't care. All they just want to do is that they want to become tech professionals, and they pick a field that is quite lucrative, but they may not even possess the soft skill to succeed in that field. And that's why I find out that they jump from one particular role to another, or they jump from one career path to another, because they've not really been able to sit down by themselves or see them and question their abilities, question their soft skills to determine what hard skills or technical skills they should possess. So I wrote here, your soft skill is your advantage to promotion, growth, and progression in tech. So while your hard skills, as you grow in tech, one thing you should take note of is, as you grow in tech, it gets to a stage whereby your technical skill would not be as important as your soft skills. You usually start your tech career with the technical skill, but as you progress, as you grow, as you advance in your career, you'll find out that the technical roles will begin to reduce, and more importantly, the administrative roles will begin to increase. And when it has to do with administrative roles, like, what you need are majorly soft skills. So you as a software engineer, as a entry-level software developer, you probably started as a software programmer 2, then you grew into becoming a software programmer 1. Software programmer 2 majorly, they may not even be writing codes. What they may be doing will just be reviewing codes. Then you progress into software programmer 1. At that point, you begin to write codes or develop codes. Then from there, you progress into a team lead. Now you get it. As a team lead, you are not just talking about yourself now. As a team lead, you now have other software developers under you. So you may not even be writing code. What you need to do is to supervise those that are writing code. And you don't need technical ability to supervise them alone. You need technical ability and people skills. because if you need to now begin to learn how to help prime them to be able to succeed in the code that they are developing, or to be able to produce results from the codes that they are developing. Now, at that point, you find out that you are growing. As you grow the ladder, you find out that, see, it's not just I don't just need technical skills alone. I now need, in addition to technical skills, I now need a soft skill. So, and you can progress from being a team lead to being a CTO. A CTO now, your role will be largely innovation. Your role will be largely bringing forth innovative ideas. And now you would not just need people skill, you will not just need communication skill, you will now need creative intelligence skills. So you see, all these things are soft skills that are needed as you progress. So the more soft skills you are able to acquire, the easier for you to grow. That's why I state here, your soft skills is your advantage to promotion, your advantage to growth, and your advantage to progress in tech. In fact, when promotion is happening, what they consider after your technical skills are your soft skills. I've had to be in an interview panel where two persons actually have both um, technical skills. They have the technical skills, they can carry out to do, they have the practicability skills, they can actually do what they say what their resume said they can do, because there was a practical test where they actually succeeded in it. But beyond that, now we have two persons who have the same level of knowledge when it has to do with practicability. Now we want to be able to pick one of them. What do you think would be the differentiating factor? It's the soft skill that we use. We want to look at the courtesy. We want to look at how their level, their communication skills. Those are things that we use in differentiating two persons who are largely equal when it has to do with technical skills. So your soft skills is your level, is your advantage to promotion. Your soft skills are advantage to growth and progression. So that's the second thing that determines that's the second thing that determines that's the second thing that determines your whether that determines your success in tech. The third thing that will determine your success in tech is your love for tech. Many persons may not agree with me on this, but the truth of the matter is that if you don't love something, there are four things that would be missing. The first thing that will be missing when you don't love something is that you won't be committed to it. The second thing that you'll be missing when you don't love something is that you won't have passion for it. The third thing that will be missing if you don't love something is that there will be no sacrifice. You won't be able to sacrifice for that thing. And the fourth thing that will be missing is that you won't be able, to a large extent, derive the kind of pleasure that you desire, that thing has the potential to issue. If you love tech, those are the four things that you would do, and those are the four advantages or components that determines your love for the skills that you've been able to acquire. So your commitment to you as one that is passionate about, as one that wants to succeed in tech, you should love tech. Loving tech would mean what? Would mean that you are committed to the skill that you have acquired, which means that you want to make the skills that you have, or you want to make the industry or the career path that you are in better. Then the second thing is that you are what there is a pleasure that you will derive from the skill you have acquired. And one of the pleasure that you derive from the skill that you've acquired is the pleasure of earning money. Yeah, earning money is one of the pleasure you derive, but that's not the only pleasure. There is the pleasure of satisfaction, where you just feel satisfied that you are solving people's problems, depending on the area. There is a pleasure of growth. Yeah, there's a pleasure of growth, because many persons are in tech because they want to grow. So there is a kind of pleasure that you derive from tech because you've acquired a particular skill. Then there is a passion that you should have for the skill, and having your passion is what you can do without reward. When you are in tech, it's not everything. You are not usually first being paid. In most cases, you are not usually first paid. Especially if you're newbies, it is your passion that drives you into the stage where you become someone that they can't do but pay. When I started, I was recently on the TV station, and I just began to ask myself, we're talking about digital identity, and I just began to ask myself, there were days where a particular media house will call me, and I'll have to burn gas, enter my car, drive down to the media house, just for the purpose of what? Of appearing on their station. And there was nothing there. There was no visibility, there was nothing. And I did that for almost 2 years, back to back. Every Wednesday, I was going there, whether I was called or not called. I just know that every Wednesday I have a program. I was not being paid, but those were the sacrifices I had to make. Those were the reason I was able to make those sacrifices was because I had passion for the industry. So we go and we talk about tech generally. And the more things we talk about tech, the more knowledge I acquire, the more research I will have to do before going there. And I was growing while being passionate about the things I say during that time. And recently, and it was just from there I began to get some level of visibility, and now national TVs call me to come appear on the station and discuss national discussions. So it is your passion. What can you do in tech without being rewarded? That is a level, that's a commitment, a component of love that is needed for you to succeed in tech. If you are not ready to sacrifice, if you are not ready, and that's actually the fourth one, the sacrifice. What can you give up for tech? Can you give up, or can you give up what for tech? A whole lot of persons are not willing to give up anything. Once they find out that tech is taking their time, they leave tech. So it invariably means that you don't have the passion, you don't have the love for the industry. So these are the three major things. These are the three major things that helps you to succeed in tech. One, the technical skills that you are able to acquire. The second thing, the soft skills that you possess. The third thing, the love you have for the industry. If you are able to get these things all sorted out, there is nothing that can prevent you from succeeding in tech. And again, I will still want to refer you to my series on how to become a tech professional, part 1, 2, 3, and there you will see the step-by-step approach to becoming a tech professional. So now, why don't people succeed in a particular tech skills? There are reasons. There are determining factors to succeed. There are three reasons why people don't succeed in tech, and one of the reasons why people don't succeed in tech is because they usually, in most cases, they don't have the prerequisite soft skills. Having the prerequisite soft skills is a strong need. Is a strong need. You don't just batch into any skill or any. You don't just batch in to acquire any tough skill. You don't just badge in to acquire any tech skill if you don't know or understand the soft skill that is needed for you to succeed in that tech skill. If not, you're going to be frustrated. For example, I've given this example several times. I started my career as a graphic designer, a computer operator, and as a computer operator, I am expected to also do graphic designs. And doing graphic designs would mean that I should be able to use some graphic design tools like CorelDRAW. So as a graphic design, as one that is very good with CorelDRAW application, I could design logos, design letterheads, do some form of good graphics. But now, majority of those graphics that I do are just because I had the practicability ability. I had the practicability skill to be able to put that which I have learned to use. So, but now for me to be able to be a strong influence and a creative person in that graphic design field, I needed to have a different skill or an additional skill, which is creative intelligence. And that I didn't have then. So because I didn't have creative intelligence, I was not the best or the go-to guy for graphics design, especially when it has to do with innovative graphics. So you need to know the skill you need to know the soft skills that every skill need, every career path need when you want to go into that particular career path. If you don't, then seek the counsel of a mentor to help you determine what particular role or career path you should go into. Then that's one of the reasons. The second reason is that you have not mastered the technical skill. You may possess a soft skill that is required for a particular technical skill. But they say once you've been able to identify the soft skill and you know that you meet the soft skill requirement, the next thing you want to do is to pursue mastering the technical skills. Many persons, they don't have the patience to master a technical skill. And if you don't master, you really would not succeed. That's the truth. You can, in fact, there are three levels to skill knowledge. One of it is the acquisition skill or acquisition knowledge. Acquisition knowledge is when you acquire a skill just for the purpose of knowledge. You are acquiring the skill just to know how it's done, how it's used, and all of that. Then the second one is productivity knowledge. Now, productivity knowledge is that you are acquiring a skill for the purpose of using it to be productive. So the first one is you want to acquire a skill just for the purpose of knowledge, surface value, you want to know. The second is acquiring a skill for the purpose of using the skill to be productive. The third level, which is many persons usually stop at the productivity knowledge. And productivity knowledge, as long as they've been able to acquire the skill, they are using it to earn. You've acquired coding skill or programming language skill. You are using that skill to program, develop websites, and you are earning. That is the best that you can do. You are not that's largely where it ends. It shouldn't end that way. It shouldn't be the last, because there's another level to knowledge, which is the mastery knowledge. In this case, you want to acquire a skill not just to be a user of that skill, but to be a master of the skill. You acquire to be the best, not just to be a user. You can acquire a skill to be a user. It's fine. It will help you earn. But beyond that, you should acquire to be the best. And that's when you acquire a skill for the purpose of mastery. So if you don't have the prerequisite soft skills, it would help you fail in tech. If you have not mastered the technical skill, it will help you fail. Then the third reason why people don't succeed in tech is because of low self-esteem. And low self-esteem is not believing in yourself. It's also the imposter syndrome, not believing in your ability, not believing in what you possess, not believing in your soft skills, not believing in the technical skills that you have acquired. You can go spend years and millions of dollars thousands of dollars into getting or acquiring a skill, and at the end of the day, you don't believe in the skill that you've acquired. That's a waste of resource, and that is one thing that can help you fail in tech. And low self-esteem, one thing you should know about low self-esteem is the fact that God created everyone on earth with a purpose. There's nobody that is on earth without a purpose. There is no thing. If things can have purpose, talk more you being human, there is no thing that does not have a purpose. As simple as colors, they have their own purpose. Have you not noticed that there are certain colors that attract certain insects? That may be the reason why those colors exist, to be able to compel certain insects towards them. Everything on earth has a purpose, including yourself. So you should drop the low self-esteem and have the understanding that everything that you as a person, you have a purpose, you have a mission, you have something that is expected of you to be able to accomplish upon the surface of the earth. You should understand that there is something unique. I wrote something down here, that there is something unique about you that is absent in every other person. There is something so unique that differentiates you from every other person. It can be the way you talk, it can be the tone of your voice, it can be the color, the size of your eyes, but there is something unique about you that makes you different, that differentiates you from others. And that thing can even be a soft skill. It can be the ability for you to solve problems. It can be the ability for you to analyze problems. There's just something unique about you. But not until you come to realize that you have something unique, you may not even be able to identify it. Come to that state, come to that disposition where you say to yourself, I have something unique about me, and because of that, I'm going to use this unique aspect of me to be able to create something good and create something better for the world. Now, come to the stage where you realize that without you, some things can't just work. This is you having what is generally known as this is you generally not having what is known as identity crisis, because you truly don't know who you are. You don't know where you are from. You don't know where you're going to. You don't know. You know, Miles Monroe, blessed memory, actually gave us 5 questions that we should ask for you to identify your purpose, where you are, what you are here from, where you are from, and all those 5 different questions about purpose. You should be able to go and answer those 5 questions. So I have the understanding that without you, many things would not many things, something definitely would not work. But not until you've been able to identify that something that you can do that others can't do, you won't be able to make that thing not to work. And people would not see your value. So low self-esteem is your inability to believe in yourself, and is one thing that would cause you not to succeed in tech. If you have low self-esteem, you won't succeed in tech. And the last thing here is prioritizing earnings. Tech is a lucrative field, no doubt about it. Many persons are in tech and they are earning good money. Tech is one of the fields that gives, there are CEOs that earns in millions of dollars, and it's good. But as an entry-level person, please don't prioritize earning. If you prioritize earning, one of the disadvantages of prioritizing earning is that it helps you put the cart before the horse. It helps you make irrational decisions. And because just imagine now you don't have creative intelligence skills, you don't have analytical skills, you don't have practicability skills, and you decide to go because everybody he wants to become a software engineer. You decide to go into learning software engineering. Meanwhile, for you to become a software engineer, the reason why you pick software engineering is because software engineers earn money that they earn in dollars. I want to start earning in dollars. Yeah, and you decide to go for software engineering. Meanwhile, you don't have the prerequisite skills. You don't have the prerequisite soft skills to be able to succeed as a software engineer. So you find out that after a couple of months, a couple of years, you just get frustrated and you have to leave. Why? Because you prioritize earning. Don't prioritize earning. Earning is good, but that should not be your priority. There are many other reasons why you should go into tech. Like go to tech to solve problems. Find the kind of problems you can solve. Not all problems are solved via code. There are problems that are solved by identifying the patterns. There are problems that are solved by replicating solutions. Find a problem that you can solve. Develop a solution. These are reasons why you should go into tech. Once you've been able to identify reasons why you should go into tech, and that reason is not primarily money or earnings, it's a good step in the right direction. So these are the reasons why people don't succeed in tech, and I'm going to just give a recap. The reasons why people don't succeed in tech is because, one, they don't possess the prerequisite soft skills or the hard skills or the technical skills that they have acquired. 2, they have not been able to master the technical skills they've not been able to master the technical skills that they have acquired. You acquired technical skills, but you've not mastered it. 3, they have low self-esteem. They don't believe in they don't believe in their ability. They don't believe in what they possess. They don't believe in their uniqueness. And the 4th reason is they prioritize earning from the skill that they acquire, which is good, but should not be the priority. It should be a secondary reason why you should go into tech and not the primary reason. So this is all that we have for you today. And thank you so much for joining. My name is Hanniel Jafaru, and I am the Tech mentor. See you next week for another powerful Tech Mentorship series.